Oh, say it ain't so. We just lost best girl of KonoSuba. I'm sure we'll get her back, but like, not like this. This episode was already a bait and switch. Like, they made me think that we just defeated the Hydra off screen and we just started with Cosma dead. And I was like, that's kind of funny and actually in line with KonoSuba, but what the hell? They made me think this Hydra fight was going to be so important. Lo and behold, no, they challenging that thing day after day after day, and they just were getting pushed in. We finally defeat it. It's all 2D, mind you. They didn't use a wink of 3D as far as I can tell, so props to them for that. And it seems like we finally did the thing that would give Darkness peace of mind as she sets off and leaves in a very somber way. It almost felt to me like she wanted to deal with that Hydra to make sure that the area she cared about would be safe with her no longer there. That's kind of my gut impression. But, what the hell? You could literally, like, here's the thing, I'm gonna be brutally honest here. If you killed Cosma and Aqua for good and just left me with Megami and Darkness, I'd be okay. Those two lovable scumbags, you know, put a flower on their grave, we'll move on in a couple of seconds. But Darkness, she the most adult one in this group, and Megami, she's a character, but at least, you know, she means well, and you just need to, you know, carry her off once per day and everything's okay. So to lose Best Girl, even for an episode, it's just like, this is the type of arc you love to see. I knew we were getting a Darkness arc. I had people tell me as such, and most importantly, you could tell that it was being focused on her more somber attitude. But I'm excited to see, because I think out of anything we've seen in KonoSuba, the political side of Darkness's life has been the most interesting for a narrative, and it really reshaped the show from just being a comedy into something that we can also take seriously. So I'm really excited to see how we're gonna get her back, because currently, Best Girl just left, and it ain't looking good. Of course, I have full live reactions of KonoSuba over on my Patreon. If you want to see my full and good thought to any of these episodes, it's gonna be over there exclusively. So, very round of applause for that fight. So, that thing looked good. It was a chunky boy, and when we had the collective army like working together, first we wrap it around with a bind, then we have the hooks trying to pull it in. Everything about that fight was actually quite well done, and it arguably had one of the most intense Darkness moments to date. The fact, here's the thing, we know she's a pervert, we know she likes being degraded, hell, she likes being humiliated as much as she likes being abused, physical or verbal. But to have a Hydra that, I don't know, rough estimate, 5,000, 10,000 pounds, I don't know, it's a heavy boy. She is carrying that thing on her back, protecting Cosmo. That's already enough for her to be like, whew, do we need an AC on or something? It's getting a little hot. But then when he starts insulting her, and she talks about how, like, the fact that she's both being crushed and hurt mentally, and, like, it's like pretty much you would have swore she was a kid on Christmas morning and had everyone's presents under her tree. She is such a lovable pervert, man, and the faces, the moans, and her dialogue, mwah. That alone has always made Darkness such an enjoyable character, but the thing is, and what I really appreciate about the author, is how they actually elevate the characters past their initial quirks. Like, all of these idiots, like, they all do something, they all do slightly improve. Like, Aqua, it's debatable if she's improved a lot, but, you know, she isn't as useless as she once was. At least she is doing her little, hey, boom, boom, you're blessed, you're blessed. It's like, yeah, she's useful, it's just, it's really at this point, she's the drunk uncle. Like, if she just would put the bottle down, she'd be a lot better off, but that ain't ever gonna happen. Megami has continuously improved as a character, both on her emotional level, especially with how she's trying to build a genuine relationship with Cosma, but her explosion magic is legitimately the most powerful thing in our arsenal. Yeah, she passes out after using it, but she's literally a nuclear bomb. She already started off pretty impressive, but, like, it's way more devastating because of the radius she's able to accomplish because of Cosma, you know, encouraging her from the movie, right? When it comes to Cosma, as much of a scumbag, idiot, scammer he might be, he never actually abandons anyone in this group. Like, he might in the moment make jokes and stuff, but he legitimately has become their leader, so to speak. It's just, he's a perverted idiot. Like, there's no other way to put it. Darkness is without a doubt the most developed character in my opinion, especially given that the reveal of who she actually is and then seeing what she does for the group, especially when she has to be the mature one. It's very interesting how this show can manage to keep them as their core identities, scumbag idiot, but actually leader and loving friend at the end of the day. useless trash goddess who actually can be useful if she puts the bottle down, Chuny explosion girl who choose any other profession, actually this means so much to her and she's surrounded by people who support it and has actually become a really impressive wizard. She will become like the strongest mage in history. It's just she'll blow her load one time and have to tap out and need some orange juice. It happens. And then for darkness, perverted idiot who just loves being abused physically, emotionally, but actually the most mature political one in the group. These characters remain to be their core identities from season 1, yet have been elevated to be well written, which I don't really see authors in a comedy manga do that often, or manga, light novel, anime, whatever it is, right? But the fact that they have managed, because the thing about it is I think season 2 is the weakest KonoSuba product. Now, that's not me saying I dislike season 2. I enjoyed season 1 more, I enjoyed the movie more, and I enjoyed this season more. But season 2 is incredibly important for shifting what you think KonoSuba can be, and that is story and character arcs. And I really, really enjoy what they've done, because really movie onwards is when you find that groove of comedy meets, just actually good characterization and story. And the political stuff in this show is legitimately the best parts. But it will be interesting because, you have these funny moments, like Cosmo realizing he's worth like 200 million if turned in, and I saw the gears turn in Darkness's mind. She's like, shit, that solves some financial crises. But in general, it was just such a funny episode that simultaneously reinforces why the characterization and the writing is really well done in this show. For the longest time, I just thought KonoSuba to be a very funny show. Like, that's how I put it, and I was perfectly okay with that. But what we've done with the arcs has been exceptional. And I'm not sure if what we're about to see is going to top the princess stuff that we had, because I think that's probably going to be my favorite point of this season, just because it was so funny, but also just really well done with everything they accomplished, especially Darkness having to be the adult in the group out of everything that was happening. But the, quote-unquote rescue, because, like, she's willingly going, but it doesn't feel like she wants to willingly go, is going to be very interesting, and I don't know how it's going to be solved or how we're going to bring her back, because she's pretty much saying, go find another frontline fighter, and it's like, girl, where the hell are we going to find someone who's going to be willingly degraded like you? Sure, we could find someone who will actually block with a shield, but is that what we want at this point? I don't think so. Get your bitch ass back here. That's pretty much the only way we can put it at this point. But fantastic episode. Was a little worried for about 6 minutes thinking they just skipped the fight, and I'm like, it's kind of funny because he's dead, but it's like, I wanted to see that fight, and they gave me an even better fight than I was expecting because we had the army. Let me know what you thought down below. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, of course ring that bell, and like I mentioned, got those full live reactions over on Patreon, and hey, while you're over there, also give me a video shout out. So today we have James Wright, Fox Girl, Gareth Green, Durberg Jude, Kevin J. Coleman, and we also have Third Dynasty. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, and you all have a good one.